Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Emily, the Petite Beauty Blogger, and in today's video I'll be showing you my favourite hair care products and sharing with you some great hair care tips. Now, I know this channel is usually about makeup, but a fun fact about me, I am actually qualified in hairdressing. I don't do hairdressing as a job because it wasn't the right fit for me, but I do still remember a lot of what I learned, thank God. So I use it in my hair, like all the tips and things every day, and my hair is feeling 10 times better. For those of you who don't know, I do take pride in my hair because when I was 17 I did make the choice to shave it all off for charity, so I went completely bold. I'll put up a picture in now, and it's been 7 years. And my hair, even though I've had every haircut under the sun, I've had mohawks, mullets, pixie cuts, bobs, you name it, I've had it. I've had every haircut under the sun. And now, 7 years later, it's long. It's getting quite long. Behind me, it goes down to the bottom of my back. And originally, I was, with the hair I shaved off, going to donate it to one of those hair charities for wigs, but they didn't accept my hair. I don't think it was long enough. So what I'm planning to do now is grow it as long as I can, so I can finally get a good length off for a wig, but still keep some of my length there. So yeah, so let's hope this time it works. So the first product I'm going to show you is Stafford's Cocoa Loco, and this is a coconut spray, and this is really good for if you've got dry and damaged hair because it's good for nourishing and moisturising. But my favourite thing about this product is I have very tangled hair. My hair tangles in 2 seconds. It's so bad, and this helps me untangle my hair without any pain because it can be a painful experience. So what I do is I have a shower and I dry my hair ever so slightly because it says apply to wet hair, but I like my hair to be slightly drier because if my hair's too wet it's just going to dilute the product, and I really don't want to dilute the product. I want the product to work at its fullest, and coconut is probably the best thing you can use for your hair. It's, you can buy coconut oil, but I really like this, and Stafford do some amazing products. And when I do have super tangled hair, my favourite tool to go in with is this Denman Brush. Now if you can see on camera, there's loads of bristles in different heights. There's some more packed ones lower down and more open ones at the top. And what I love about this, I would never suggest, here's a tip, you shouldn't really brush your hair when it's wet because that can make it more damage. You can, rip your ends off, cause breakage. The best thing to use is a comb, but where my hair does get so tangled and it's a mess, I find this easier. I know I shouldn't, but it's a lot less painful for me to use this. It's just a lot easier. And what's good about it is it's very quick and easy to get the tangles out. And when my hair is dry and I brush it, this makes it a lot shinier. Now, a tip for those who maybe have kids with tangly hair, or if you have to tangle your own, when you're detangling your hair, always start at the bottom and work your way up, because if you have all these tangles down here and brush down, what you're going to do is you're going to be pushing all the tangles together to make one super tangle. So the easiest and less painful way is start from the bottom and work your way up, and then it's a lot quicker and you save yourself a lot of head pain and headache. So that's one of my tips. And one of my next favourite products is the Tresemme Keratin Smooth Marula Oil. Now, I love to use this once I've gotten out of the shower. I only use this if I don't use conditioner because I feel like it's a bit too much product, too oily on my hair. So sometimes I love to use this instead of conditioner, and I learned to do this when I went to a pro hair show, like a convention in London at the XL. I cannot remember what it was called. Oh, Salon International, that's what it was called. And it has changed my life. Now what I usually do is once I'm out of the shower, I like to kind of massage it in, and it's really good on the ends because I obviously have bleached ends. It's starting to come out now because of lockdown. We haven't been able to go to hairdressers, so my blonde's coming out, but I love using it. It's really good at keeping my hair nice and damage free, kind of, and nice and smooth. And this is another one that helps get rid of my tangles and makes it an easier one. And one good thing about oil is if you apply it nearer the roots, if you have oily hair, I wouldn't suggest using this because on your roots, because that's where your sebaceous glands are, and those are basically your sweat glands, so that's where the heat comes out and that's where we get our greasiness from. But I use it, and one good thing, it can help stimulate hair growth because it penetrates into the hair cuticles and into the hair shaft here. And a lot of people think hair growth can come from the ends, but that's not true because your hair grows from your root. So you want to start working on hair growth through here. And what I like to do is I spend time massaging it, because massaging it is really good for stimulating hair growth. With the Tresemme Hair Oil, I will say I never use it if I'm about to straighten my hair or curl it, because I think that causes more damage than good, because what happens when we heat up oil, it fries. So I'd be very careful using this. I don't really like to use it if I'm about to, you know, put any heat on my hair. So I like to use this, and if you have hair that can dry naturally, then that's what I'd suggest, because I know obviously some people can't let their hair dry naturally because it goes psycho and crazy and all over the shop. But if you're lucky enough to be able to have hair that dries naturally, then that's what I'd suggest. So if you did not know what keratin is what makes up like our hair, our skin, our nails, and it's a protein. So usually when you have protein, it gives you strength. So a good thing about keratin in a hair product, if you apply it, it's going to make your hair a lot stronger and less brittle. And one good product that I love that is actually meant for hair growth is the Stafford hair serum, and this is with pro growth complexion to volumize, strengthen and encourage growth right at the root. Now this is really nice. It's like an oil with a pipette, and what I like to do is I like to pump 2 pipettefuls into my hands and massage through. It says 2 full pipettes. And I don't like to use too much because obviously it can be overly greasy, but as you can tell, during lockdown, I can probably guess that my hair has grown about that much. Like, it's crazy. Like, I know you can't really see because I'm sat down, but if you see, my hair originally was kind of in my boob area, shall we say, about here. And now it's got about that much. So I know a lot of people don't trust in hair growth products, but this one has actually worked and helped, and my hair is looking in pretty good condition. And the next product I love is the V05 Primer Spray. Now I use this as heat protection before I dry my hair, before I curl it, before I straighten it, and I love it. It's got a really cool like kind of spray. Oh, if I opened it, it's got a nice big disperse, and I am going to spray some because I do need to dry my hair. And what I like to do is when I put this spray through my hair, I like to lift my hair up like this, and I like to let it naturally fall like that, so it coats all the hair. That's probably way too much product, but I love it, and it's weird, the smell, it's kind of like men's deodorant, which I know a lot of people are a fan of it. I'm not the biggest fan, but it's nice enough. I've had heat protection sprays that I've had to chuck because the smell would be absolutely rank and it would really put me off, whereas this is actually, it's not too bad. So what I like to do is I like to lift and spray to the back. Then of course I always do a couple of sprays right above so it naturally goes on the roots. And this is great for anyone that's about to put heat to their hair because it helps. Oh, it helps to detangle your hair. It helps with flyaways, and it has up to 230 degrees of heat protection. So it does say spray 5 to 7 pumps, but nobody listens to those pump rules, do they? And it helps prevent split ends. So make sure to work it through the tips of your hair. So I sometimes do that as well because that's where we tend to straighten the most, at the ends, or curl. Now if you have got split ends that are basically dead, like mine, then a product isn't really going to help because once it's dead, it's dead. So the best thing you can do is to just chop it off. Just chop it off, get rid, and start from new and resurrect it. And products like this can prevent them from happening. And that's one thing that can help with hair growth, because if you have so many split ends that it's breaking off, that is going to be taking length off your hair, whereas if it had no split ends and no breakage, it would just normally grow and it would be the same length. But yeah, that's one thing, you know, that not many people think of. Breakage that nobody thinks of is one reason why your hair isn't growing that long and you can't see much of a difference. And the next product I love is that Bedhead Small Talk cream, and this is to thicken and add body and volume. Now this is more for maybe if you have a more thinner hair type, but even though I do have a lot of hair, I still love to use it because my hair's now getting quite long, it's getting quite heavy, and I don't necessarily have thick hair, but I have a lot of hair. There's just a lot. My hairline goes down quite far, hence why I've got the 2-head. So what I love to use this, it doesn't actually tell you how to use it, which, you know, it's not the best help, but what I like to do is I like to do a pump, because I don't like to use too much product because a lot actually comes out like this, and I do use it on wet hair because I feel like it's a bit too much on dry hair. I'm not the biggest fan of it on dry hair, so I like to use it on wet hair, and I just like to run it through, and I like to go like this. And then what I like to do is I like to tip my head upside down and just run it through. With your hair being wet, it is going to disperse the product, and it's going to make sure it's not too waxy or dry. What I also love about this product is that if you have more frizzy, maybe more curly, or hair that's a bit uncontrollable, this really helps to tame everything. And as you can see, I've got a bit more body and volume. And the last product I'm obsessed with is the Petite dry shampoos. Now I do like all of them. Now what I will say about these ones, these are the more white ones, so if you have got dark hair like me, then it can leave a bit of a grey cast, so just warning. But you can get ones for brunette hair, and what I love about these is that they're lightweight, they soak up the moisture, so if you have one of those days where your hair's greasy but you haven't got the time to do your hair, then this is a very quick and simple solution. So yes, what you do is you spray it in your hair, and what I do is I leave it for about 10 minutes. So I don't know, I get dressed or whatever. I do whatever I need to do in the morning that takes me 10 minutes, and then I tip my hair upside down and I give it a run through with my fingers like this, and then yeah, and then you have perfect hair. And one good thing about this is that it gives really good body and volume if you haven't got any. So I'm not going to do any now because my hair is wet, and that would be, I don't want to do that. But what I love about it is just very quick. Oh, and it smells delicious. It smells like vanilla. So, and these cost me about £2. I've got multiple. I've got this one. This one's the rose gold. I don't know if there's any difference. And this one's edgy and romantic tempt. I don't know if there's any difference. I think it's just the packaging. I could be wrong. And I have more down there because I bulk buy them because they're useful. And yeah, these are definitely worth getting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to try and style my hair. It's not going to be too crazy. I just want a bit of added volume. And yeah, and I'll see you in a second. And there we go. There's my hair completely dried. I went with more of a sleek and straight blow dry today because I do want to straighten my hair later, and I don't want to have to apply too much heat if I don't need to. And as you can see, this is probably the best my hair's ever looked. If you can see, it's more soft, shiny and silky. And sometimes what I would do is I would apply some of that keratin oil on the ends to kind of tame some of my split ends, but today they're kind of tamed because of the products we use, and because I am going to use more heat on my hair later, I don't want to apply oil. But there we go, and my hair feels lightweight. I can flip it, I can move it around, and it feels like I haven't even got any product in there. And as you can see, that Bedhead Small Talk, yep, gave me a bit of volume. I don't usually have volume in my hair. I like to be sleek, and my hair's usually back in a ponytail anyway. But yeah, I thought today I'd treat my hair, make it nice, and there we go. And I'm not going to apply any. I do have hairspray. This is Wella. This is one of my favourites. But I don't like using hairspray if I don't have to, because I feel like it makes my hair 10 times worse. I only use hairspray if I have a dance show to keep the hairs out of my face and keep it in place. Rather than that, I hate using hairspray. I try and keep my hair as like nice and natural as possible. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stand up to show you my full hair length if I can. So all the way down. As you can see, my hair is pretty long. It's taken me 7 years to get it this long, and I'm pretty proud of it. So when I do finally take the plunge and cut it off, it's going to be a weird day for me. As you can see, the blonde is looking shiny and not too processed because the bleach has messed up my hair slightly. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that shine. So I hope you enjoyed this different video, and if you'd like me to do more hair videos, then comment down below. And as always, if you can like and subscribe, that would be great. So I'll see you in the next video.